back to more of the Tony Tone Show on Muscatine's Vintage Sound. 93.1.
8:47. That was 10 years after in Choo Choo Mama for our buddy Roach, who sent it in on the brand spanking new Diamonds on the Avenue text line, 263-9393. If you want to try that out, very entertaining, easy to use. And, you can send us pictures, I guess, if you want to. I mean, if that's something you're interested in doing, by all means, you can do so. We do have some friends from Unity Point Health and Trinity Muscatine Public Health in the studio. Holly Thomas Kaler is in the back. Kelly Gillespie and Shaylee Mayer. Did I get your name right?
Yes,
I know that Millie was struggling with it. I was eavesdropping. But, and that's how I knew. You're like, how do they know our names? I usually will, if I don't catch them, I'll try and like scope name tags, but yours is totally backwards right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Public Health has a ton of great programs, so many good offerings, but today we're going to talk about sex, baby. You and me. Well, not us, but you know what I mean. We want to talk to parents who may have teenagers that could be tempted, pressured. It's a conversation that's probably happening starting at what age, ladies? What do we think? What are we seeing? When is that, like, in school? Is it like 12 or 13? I hope it's not younger.
Well, Kelly and I were in the Muscatine area schools doing sexual education with the youth, and we start in 6th grade at the Muscatine Middle School.
So that's like 11 or 12 years old, right?
It is. And actually, we are not providing any sexual health information to them. It's all how to say no. It's all geared around peer pressure at 6th grade. And then we build upon that in 7th grade and add a little bit of sexual health information and then build upon it again in 8th grade. So this is very exciting for the Muscatine School District to have this as an opportunity for their students. So
you're coming in and you're saying say no to all bad stuff, and then we're going to work our way towards, getting it on, right? I'm not trying to be funny. That was what popped into my head. Right, I mean, that's what the conversation is. So in 6th grade, it's say no to people trying to pressure you to smoke a cigarette.
Right.
Yes.
Drink a beer.
Yep.
Smoke whatever up. Right? I mean, that's kind of, you're sort of like the new, better improved DARE program. Because that's what we had back in the day was DARE. And
I'm familiar with DARE, so we're probably close to the same age, Tony. So I understand what you're saying there.
Right?
And I guess, that would be a great way to put it, is we are the improved version of that.
Because, we had DARE, but it was a guy, and he was awkward, and he was older, and I remember being like, I don't want to listen to this guy. So if you two came in, you're younger and you're nice, I would pay more attention, I think, because this guy was, it was just kind of one of these, it's like, welcome to DARE, and you don't want to do drugs or smoke cigarettes. Apparently, I went to school in New York, and furthermore, you should say no. Any questions? And we were just like, I don't think so. So, but for me, totally, 7th grade, I remember a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who will remain nameless, at a soccer practice, was totally smoking a cigarette. And I was, mortified, I was 13 years old. I'm thinking, no, I don't want to do that. That's just, it's soccer practice. Is nobody watching what we're doing, by the way? So I really value, and now as a parent, I value programs like this immensely. So are you in all of the middle schools?
We are in all of the Muscatine County middle schools,
Perfect.
Yes.
And then how often are you showing up? I hope every day. No? Let's make that happen.
Actually, the Draw the Line curriculum is 5 sessions in 6th grade, and then it builds upon that in 7th grade, and we do 7 sessions in 7th grade and 7 sessions, I believe, in 8th grade as well.
How long is each session?
It's about 45 minutes.
Okay, so it's like a typical class length.
Yep.
Nice. And the response so far, because the school year just started, have you gone out and done session 1 yet, or is it coming up?
In the middle schools, we haven't, but we actually have started in the high schools at a couple of area high schools in Muscatine County. So we've been in West Liberty School District, and then we've also been, we started our first session of Reducing the Risk at Muscatine High School this week.
Oh, nice.
So that's very exciting, and that's in the 9th grade PE classes.
How do you get these kids to pay attention? They got smartphones. And that's a legit question.
It is a legit question, and oftentimes we, because we're talking about such a sensitive subject, and we want it to be a safe environment, we ask that they do not use any technology, and the teachers are really great about backing us. So we're really lucky to have wonderful educators in the room with us while we're teaching this curriculum.
It's crucial, right? Because, again, you'll probably have a few giggles or laughs or whatever.
Definitely.
In 6th grade, we went to a field trip, and this is all outside of the Chicago suburbs, to the Robert Crown Center. And they were talking about male and female body parts. And I giggled, and I got a detention on a field trip. So imagine how happy my mom was, because the detention even had in the description exactly what word made me giggle. So that was kind of embarrassing. But sometimes that's like a reaction, right? It's a nervous laugh. So you experience that, it doesn't mind. You're like, okay, we expect that. Because it is really serious. And you're eventually working towards preventing teen pregnancy in the Muscatine area.
Definitely,
right?
teen pregnancy is an issue. We are currently ranked number 10.
Oh, no.
Out of 99 counties in Muscatine, or excuse me, in the state of Iowa.
Yeah. Wow, that's staggering. 99 counties and we're 10. And this isn't like, oh, good, you're in 10th. This is like, no, we need to stop getting it on now. Wait, listen, babies are a lot of work.
They are.
Holy cow.
They are.
You can take all the parenting classes, and the one with Luann that we took at the hospital, she's the best, and she's great, and she's honest, and I love her. You take that kid home, it's real, right? In the hospital, the nurses are like waiting on you hand and foot. They're taking care of you. You get home, and you're like, oh, damn, here we go.
24/7.
Yeah.
They don't go away.
Oh, they're there.
It's a lifetime job for sure.
And now my 3-year-old is just like, last night he's tapping the 9-month-old on the head with a toy car. And I'm like, don't do that. Luckily, my 9-month-old is durable. He is built.
They're flexible,
yeah.
So that's good. Yes.
He's 28 pounds of pure beef. So, but it's like, how do you, so yes, like if you need me to come in and just tell these stories to these kids, I will gladly. It's like, look, you see this picture? You know how many diapers I have to change with this kid? He's a giant baby. You want to do that? That would, if I was on the other end, I would be like, I don't want to have sex ever. Oh my gosh, let me sign an abstinence thing, right? Oh my gosh. Yes, so that's a tough battle, right? That's an uphill battle, being that we're 10th out of 90. So you really have to, this is a lot of work for you two and everybody else involved.
It is. It's definitely a challenge, but I think what's great to take away is that it's preventable. Teenage pregnancy is preventable, and these conversations need to start at home with the parents.
Yes, they do.
And that's crucial.
Teens actually rank their parents as the number one influence in their life when it comes to decisions about sexual activity. During October for Let's Talk Month, Kelly and I were really trying to reach out to parents and get parents to have these conversations with their kids.
And for a lot of parents, and again, I'm not at that point yet, obviously, but I would like to think that it wouldn't be an awkward conversation. But if somebody's listening and they have a teenager and they're like, I just can't, for whatever reason, I can talk about drugs and whatever and being a good person, but when it comes to the birds and the bees and the bees and the birds, I can't do it. So you could come in and help, right?
Definitely. We would definitely be there to help. And I think sometimes just acknowledging that it is uncomfortable to talk to them about it.
For sure.
It's no more comfortable for the parents or the child. The child, it's uncomfortable for both people. And I think sometimes just acknowledging that can relax things a little bit too.
Well, here's the thing. Our society is just super over sexualized, and as a parent you kind of have to be there as an ally, but also you have to navigate this, you know what I mean? When you turn on the MTV Video Music Awards and Miley Cyrus is twerking in a unitard or whatever, you're like, okay, this is a little bit different. So right, this is where we're at. You know what I mean? It's everywhere.
This is the world we live in. You're exactly right.
You think of every Hardee's commercial, and you're like, listen, I don't need to see somebody in a bikini eating a burger that they would never actually eat in real life. That doesn't do anything for me. But it's out there. It is. And it's there's a lot of other examples that we could go through. So, for parents, it's tough. But that's interesting that teenagers would still, to this day in 2015, say that they look to their parents as opposed to their peers or the internet. So what comes in second then? Where do they go to their friends for advice, or maybe online?
I think definitely peers influence other peers, and that's something that we try to relay in the classroom to them. Shaylee and I don't have the power to change the teenage pregnancy number. We're past that point,
right? Sure,
but they do. So they have that influence, and they can influence not only themselves, but also their peers. And
For sure.
I think that is a huge part of it.
You just got to be willing to have a conversation, right? I mean, that's where it starts. Okay, so again, October is National Let's Talk About Sex Month, a month where parents and adults can discuss important topics with teens such as sex, contraception, healthy relationships, pregnancies. I'm going to throw in STD prevention and awareness. Something else that probably comes up. Most parents understand that discussing sex with teens is important, but they don't know what to say or how to start the conversation. Hey, honey, how was school? Let's talk about sex. Trinity Public Health has materials available to parents to have these conversations. If you need more info, you can stop by the main entrance of the hospital October 12th from 1 till 4 p.m. or October 14th from 9 until noon. What type of info are you going to have for me? What are we going to have if I walk in and I'm like, hey, I need help? What do we got?
We're just going to have a variety of different handouts for parents, giving them tips or even tools, like how to start these different conversations with their kids.
Good. So like icebreakers, right?
Yep.
That's nice. Because again, like I don't know how you get into it. I mean, here's a funny quick story, and she's probably listening, so I'll get a text in a minute from my mom. And it's not really sex related, but it's one of those weird moments with your parents when. So, long story short, a little movie came out several years ago called Boogie Nights. Oh. Right? Yeah. Has anybody else seen that? Okay. So there's a scene in Boogie Nights at the end that is super uncomfortable for anybody. So my mom and I were watching it, and it's already uncomfortable to watch that movie with your mom. And right before I knew what was going to happen at the end, I walked upstairs, and then from the basement I heard, oh my God! One of those moments when you're like, I don't need to experience that with my mom. But we do have a good relationship and rapport. Obviously, I talk for a living, and I'm very open with things. So for me, I hope that it'll be easy with my own kids. But it could be difficult, right? My wife's pretty open, talkative as well. We hope that when we get to that point, thank God we're a few years away, that we can do that. But it's good to know that there is an ally in town, and that is y'all at Public Health. So thank you for doing this. Seriously. It's it might be a thankless job. I hope not. You're going into these schools, and you're looking at these kids, and some of them are probably just giving you that look when you know that they're not there. You know that
look.
Call that
the deer in the headlight.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. Yeah, or you're getting that kid in the back that's giggling. Just think about me next time that happens. I turned out okay, you know. I do wish I still had that detention, though, because it was very funny. Who gets a detention on a field trip, right? Has that ever happened? Did it ever happen to either of you in school? No? Holly? Perfect. Well, there you go. The kids are doomed. All right. Listen, things to remember. Here we go. October 12th, 1 till 4. Stop by the hospital, the main entrance, get some information. And on the 14th from 9 till noon, you can always call Public Health. Yes? Right? Let's say the number together. 263-0122. Perfect. And don't forget, October is Let's Talk About Sex Month. It's actually just called Let's Talk Month, but it would be better if it was called Let's Talk About Sex Baby Month. Right?
Right.
Very true.
We want to prevent you having a baby because it's a lot of work and it costs a lot of money. We didn't even touch on that. Oh, seriously, have me come to school with one of these things.
We would be more than happy to have you come.
It'll be like
please.
Scared Straight, but funny, but really informative and super scary.
We will keep that in mind.
Yeah. I'm also like a dare person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Here's the whole speech. Ready? Hi, how you doing? Don't do it. Don't do it. And now 3,000 pictures of my kids on my phone. They're great. I love them, but do you think you can handle that? You're 16. You can't even drive yet, right? That's how you do it. You think you can drive a car? Oh, I saw you roll a stop sign. You're going to have a kid? No. Don't do it. All right? See, look, I can work for Public Health. And my afternoons are free. I think this is going to work out. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, if you need information, if you're a parent struggling to have these conversations, get a hold of Public Health. All right? Let's work to reduce that number for Muscatine.
Get the Daily Scoop with